want to begin by saying Happy Mother's Day to everyone who is a mother. Mothers often work tirelessly for their children. They're homemaking and working and teaching and healing, loving. They're almost constantly moving. At least my mother was. She did the cooking and she sewed clothes for us and she cleaned house. And then of course when we were older she went to work outside the home, but she never quit being a mom. She did learn as we became adults that we had to live our own lives and make our own decisions. She learned that, but even to the end, nothing brightened her day as much as seeing one of her little chicks walk through her door. um, she was a tireless servant, a real giver. And I'm just in awe of her and in awe of mothers and of what they do. There's just such a high level of devotion and care and dedication to their job of raising children. And so when I think, what is it that propels mothers to be so dedicated, so devoted? I, I don't think it's a sense of obligation. I don't think that could cause you to be so deeply caring. I think what it is that it's the power of love. The power of love. A mother's love. It's strong, it's healing, so very, very powerful. This morning, so happy Mother's Day to all you mothers, and thank you. This morning, I'm going to be talking about a greater love and five components of that greater love. And this greater love is, believe it or not, it's even greater than a mother's love. Now, a mother's love comes from it, and that's why it might seem so unconditional at times. Um, but this greater love is is this presence, this love that is greater than anything we can imagine. It it is an essence, it is an energy. It is always it is always loving, always. It is like the sun shines and shines and shines. This is the kind of love that a greater love is. A greater love that's totally unconditional, that is totally that sees nothing other than love itself. So within this love, some people might call this greater love God. I think here at Austin Center for Spiritual Living, we would do that. Call it God, the presence, the life itself. So there are five components of this greater love, and uh, they're energies, if you will. And one of them is creator creating. And when I say that, I'm not talking about some man in the sky creating. Okay. I'm talking about us as creator. We were made of this greater love, this essence of life that's creating, that's always moving. And we, in our own right, are creator. We are creator, creating our world, creating what goes on in our lives. So that's one of the energies. But the energy that I want to talk about today is the energy of this creation, this love in motion. So if you will, just imagine doing something you love to do. You love to do it. You would spend time doing it, and at the same time lose all sense of time, perhaps. Even if it's something you get paid to do, you do it for free. It may be that you love to cook or you love to garden or sew. So just imagine you're doing that and the feeling that you would have with that, this immense love. And so maybe cooking or singer singing, swimmer swimming, maybe mothering. And now imagine with that essence, with that thing you love to do. Now imagine you're moving through your life, maybe going to the grocery store, maybe a walk, taking a walk, maybe being on the phone with someone, going to work. All of these things in your daily life you're doing with this particular energy, this particular energy of love and creation. You're moving with it, and in response, things things come into great deal of harmony with you. They there's collaboration that goes on, that there's this beauty in almost everything that happens. See, this is love moving, and it's this second component of a greater love. Now the other components are destiny achieved, and there's one where there's a revelation, aha, and then there's knowing that you're blessed and also a blessing. So there are other components. Today we're focusing on the one about movement, about this love in movement. So when we talk about being love, creator, moving, it's a level of consciousness, and we call it chakra 11. So chakras, they're consciousness states and they're vibrational frequencies. And 11, I brought a little show and tell with me today, okay, with my trusty poster here. Now, when we're talking about the greater love, just the greater love itself, it is this egg shape, this is this egg shape that is all the way around the body. And when we talk about the love moving, it is an electrical field, electrical impulses that are all up and down, traveling in every direction, moving, almost chaotically moving. It's love moving, it's energy moving. Um, and it's the electric body. We have an electric body that's made up of that, and we're also magnetic. But this is the bridge. This movement is the bridge between the infinite and the finite. It's what it's part of what brings us from the infinite into a finite human being. It's most readily felt in the hands and in the feet, in the hands and the feet. So you might have been in a high state of meditation or something and felt your feet getting hot all of a sudden, or maybe there's a tingling, or maybe you can just feel some kind of energy pulse coming out of your hands and feet. That is chakra 11. It's essence in motion. It's also the manifester, that which moves, that which causes things to come into being. It's near the end of the spectrum where there are no divisions, no separations. Okay. And it's, the unified field, this unified field, it's like a giant vortex throwing off sparks, okay? And one of those sparks is you. It's you. It's this energy spark. It's this innovation. It's fresh perspective, ingenuity, inspiration. Now we're sensory human beings, and to a sensory being, energy is information. And so chakra 11, this love moving, it's involved in energy exchange and transformation. It's where self-awareness begins. It's where one becomes super creative, determining how the energy is going to flow through you and into the world. It's this creative, conscious fire that animates the rest of our system. Chakra 11 is all this energy here. Chakra 11, it gets the party started, and then it creates the vehicle, and then there's a new conscious being there, you, right, in the physical realm. It's the actioning of the unified field. Without a chakra 11, the unified field would just be, it would just be there. It wouldn't be moving. But 11 is the movement of it. So, and because it's a vibration, and it deals with communication and energy exchange, any communication is felt instantly all the way across it, all the way across it. Okay, all the way across it. It doesn't, it's not limited like the mind is limited to things that are linear, that go from, so with the mind, it takes time to go from point A to point B. In this chakra 11, this energy, these billions of bits of photons firing around, uh, it's instant. It's known, something is known instantly in all places within it. This spark, place of sparking inspiration and potentiality. Um, so it's also this inspiration. This is also what can help us think of old issues in new ways. Okay, it's about transformation as well. Um, Now, I have another photo I want to show you. I don't have a big poster, so I'm going to hold it up to my Zoom camera and hopefully you can see it well. Now, what we're talking about is this is how we come into being. And the poster and the show and tell things I have today are all from Dr. Sue Morter. I want to give her credit for that. Now, this is like the unified field, okay? And when we decide out of the unified field, when we decide we're going to be, we're going to become, coming to Earth, okay? Then this rim here forms. There's sort of like a pinching of the unified field, and that pinching causes this motion within it, and the motion becomes a funnel. It becomes a funnel. And then the funnel comes all the way down here and it begins churning and churning and churning and creates a physical body. See, this is non-physical, comes all the way creating a physical body. So this part is the movement. It's the movement of the unified field. And this is you. Okay? It's not like God does this and here you are. No, this is all you. And this is also you, that which flows out of each of us, that which we create our world. We create our world. That's one of our tenets, right? Is that we create what goes on in our lives. So that's the creation. So it's all this energy coming through. That's all chakra 11. Energy on the move. Love on the move. It's about flow. It's about keeping things um, uh, moving, and uh, it begins to organize, and it begins to organize, and it turns into the other chakras, and then the toric field begins. So this has like billions of bits of information that are bombarding us. Okay, uh, they're photons, called photons. It's gathering us together, each one of us. Now, a byproduct of this electrical field flowing is also that a magnetism is produced. And we call that love. Love moving. It moves, the energy moves, magnetizes, and that's love. It's love. So when we say we're built of love, we're founded in love, this is the scientific basis for it. This is the quantum realm basis for that, for us actually being made out of love. Love. It's presence itself coming from this unified field. Presence is a moving wave. Okay. Now it's energy exchange because this is where we become conscious. We become conscious of ourselves, Before that, we're just it's like there's not a self really. But when the energy starts to move, the field starts to move, it's like, oh, there's something to bounce off of. I can sense that I am that. You can sense yourself. So that's where we become conscious. Now, it's also this movement, these tiny, tiny movements of all this electric energy. It's the electric body. All of these movements, these create sparks of inspiration for us because the field is so animated. It's the energy is more lit up. And when you're lit up, the energy's moving. You can feel it. So if you might say, well, okay, Gene, that's very well and good, but why are you telling us this this morning? Well, I do have some practical reasons why we want to activate chakra 11, why we want to activate this energy moving. For instance, if we're stuck on something, a project stuck on it, or if we just feel pretty lethargic or something and don't know what to do next, we need some inspiration, right? We need more of the chakra 12 activation. One thing that we can do is just get up and move. Just get up and move. That's I've read that somewhere else, even unrelated to this, in one of our leadership books. It's it's a to change how things are. Just change your posture, move. Now it may be that you want to get up and actually go for a walk, where you're walking fast enough to really get the sparks going, really get that moving. Um, but moving will really help activate 11. Now, I did want to show also that this is a picture of it's a picture of that little person down at the bottom of the other one. This is a bigger picture of that. You see, here's the funnel, and it goes into this field of energy, okay, that is in and surrounding us. And this is the physical essence that we are. And this is the gateway. We're the gateway between the infinite and the finite. We're the gateway where the non-form comes into form. And you see this rainbow out here. This depicts the movie that we create. This is our life. This is what we create. And a lot of times we think this is who we are, but really, this is who we are. This is who we are. This is just our creation. This is what we create. So we want to know that. Now, when energy is moving, creation is happening. And one of the things that we can do, this is a continuum here. One of the ways that we can enhance the continuum, that spark of inspiration, that energy within our own system, is to do a central channel breath. And I've talked about that before. That's where we have this continuum that actually is moving down through the body and then back up through the body and then cycling around there. Okay. So when we talk about that central channel, that's just oneness pouring itself through you. So we want to surrender, allow that just to pour through. We don't want to block it with anything. We want to open it up. So we want to be sure that we understand that this is us. It's not like, oh, I'm over here and I have some infinite supply back there. It's no, I am infinite supply. I am infinite supply. It's not like, oh, I'm using this power that comes from over here. No, I am the power. I am that. Now, manifestation happens as the mind comes onto itself, as the whole channel is on fire. So you might imagine if we can light up our being here, then we're more likely to have a creation out here that we actually like if we're in this higher energy of chakra 11. Okay. And to practice it, you might imagine a fire being or light all up and down the central channel. just all up and down the very core of who you are. And then when you need to return to inspiration, you can think of that again. So this creative energy, super, super creative. Uh, it's got with chakra 11 because everything's instantaneous and it's all there. It's all there. The unified field is it's all there. We don't have to have faith in something. We just know because we know that communication is instantaneous and it's everywhere within us. So I I'm going to disappoint you. I don't have an acronym today, but I do have some ways we can activate chakra 11. And we've already talked about that central channel breath. That is a wonderful way to do it. Now, another thing is just massaging the hands and the feet. We could do that every day to help chakra 11. Or if you don't want to look like you're, if you want to be less obvious about it, you can just take your thumb and just rub it in the palm of your hand. That can also activate this chakra 11. Activate chakra 11. And of course, the breath works when you're doing the central channel. If you can imagine that uh, continuum flowing in and through you, that can be helpful too. Um, and another thing that's helpful for chakra 11 activation is learning that we can visualize and choose what we want. A lot of times I think we get stuck in indecision. I know that's one of my things that I work with. But being able to choose. See, when we choose, the subconscious says, "Oh, a choice has been made. This is what I'm to follow right here." And if instead we're sitting around and we're wishing and we're wanting, then the subconscious says, well, I don't know. They may or they may not, or let's just sit here and want for some longer. But we don't want to want, we want to have. So choose. That's another way to activate this chakra 11. Now, another thing we can do is listen to something inspirational. Listen to uh, a talk that was inspiring, that kind of lit you up inside, or listen to music that's really beautiful, that fires your heart. Lisa's playing some of those today for us. And then another thing we can do is there are some words that we use that help us feel that presence of love. Words like precious, cherish, rare, sacred. If we can feel those energies and then move while we're feeling those energies, that's a perfect practice of chakra 11. And then there's the one that we started with in the reading, saying, "Yes, I am." If we say, "Yes, I am," and also add a big why to it, "Yes, I am," that even further activates chakra 11. The yes means that the mind turns towards the infinite rather than turning on itself to look for answers. And yes allows more to be real for us. And then, of course, I am, we know that's one of the most potent things that you can say, drawing infinite possibility, drawing the yes into ourselves. So, so it's important to know that when we say yes, we're not saying not no, like, well, it's not no, so I guess. No, we're saying yes. Maybe like a cheerleader or something. Yes, saying that in our own life. This is what gets things to moving, gets that spark of inspiration to moving forward. So, this greater love. We go back to this greater love. This, this, it's delight, it's bliss, it's the highest frequency. And bliss and ecstasy is the highest vibration a body can hold. But this greater love, it's really beyond anything we've ever experienced. When it is there, it can melt any notion that we're not enough or that we don't have enough, because those simply aren't true. this higher vibration just burns those away. So it's worth it doing these practices. It's worth it saying that yes, I am, doing the massage of the hands and feet, feeling those sacred words moving through life with that, doing the light up and down the central channel. It's worth doing these practices so that we can live a life that is not limited by the physical that we are. See, these activities of 11, when we do them, we want to be sure we're holding them in love of life and in amazement and in celebration of that. And when we do that, we become love in motion that is awake. So let's just go to our prayer treatment for the day. As we take a deep breath in the belly, we let that breath travel up the spine, through the heart, the throat, the brain, out the top of the head. And then we inhale from above, all the way down into the belly and out through the root. We've just experienced God in motion. God in motion, the unified field in motion. This brings us even more firmly to that awareness that this presence is all that there is and that we are that. I am that. Each one of us is simply presence, moving, presence expressing. Presence expressing as only each of us can. In this awareness, I speak my word today for each one listening, for each one listening here, for each one listening later, for all of us, that we are that life that is coming into form. What we are is bigger than the human body, much more powerful, much more capable of love than we ever thought, much more capable of creating out of that realm of infinite possibility. So knowing that the chakra 11 is fully activated, that we begin to feel ourselves in these ways of activation, in these ways of movement. And this results in a life that's fulfilling, beautifully satisfying, filled to the brim with things we love, opportunities we love, people we love. We are in this state, this high holy frequency. And we bring it all home as we breathe deep in the belly and out through the feet and into the earth. I'm grateful to know that we are the presence, even on a deeper level than we knew before. That we see ourselves moving as love, healing ourselves, our creations, and our planet. And we know it is done, for this is an instantaneous realm that we're in now. And so being so grateful, I end saying, and so it is. Amen.